Hello, welcome back to the Faultybazil channel. As I said, this episode's going to be something a little bit different, bit of a new one for me, bit of a new direction. Well, no, not a new direction, it's all related. I've just never done this before, or at least not properly, and certainly not since secondary school, which would be probably almost 20 years ago now. This is a clue, maybe if you can see what's written there. This is where I'm going, and this is another clue, although once I need a knife. Once I open this, all will become apparent. The box is just behind it. I'm just doing this systematically. So let's have a look. So whatever this is fits on my head. For those that can't tell what that is, it's a welding mask. It's an automatic one. Looks pretty good. It's an automatic one. Does it need batteries? I'll have to check that out. Even if I weld tonight, I do want to try this out, don't I, really? We'll see. We'll see what goes on. Let's assemble this, actually. If you're going to do it, it might just be my paranoia, but I'm just suggesting have something. Did I have that on the wrong way all along? I did. Yeah, just keep the screen on something. Why has that gone dark? Sorry, I have a new camera as well. Okay, I apologise if you just got a big shot on my thumb. I have a new camera. Not spent a fortune on it. Just something that I hope would improve the microphone issue. I might have to read the instructions for this. I think I'm going to. Unless, yeah, I think I don't want to get this wrong. Should we move on to the next bit for now? So let's put that over there. So I'll just get the main unit out and you can see it. I'll try and get the main unit out. Here it is. If I just adjust you down, my new MIG welder. This is supposed to be, you need to get some extra fittings for it, but this is supposed to be gasless MIG, so it takes a wire, which is in here somewhere. That's shiny, the grounding cable. So yeah, it takes a flux coated wire that creates the gas bubble that gives it an inert zone to an oxygenless zone to weld in. And then you are also supposed to be able to get the fittings to stick weld and TIG weld. TIG welding doesn't sound too bad from the paper bits I've read, but I'm just starting beginners. Like, I personally thought stick would be easier, but I've read that MIG is, so got myself one of these. I didn't get it from the usual delivery service, overnight delivery service, and I certainly didn't get it from any cheap websites that might have the word emu in them, for instance. But anyway, obviously loaded up with wire feeds through there, and yeah, I think I'm going to read the manual somewhere. So I think this is going to be more for my benefit. I think it's going to be recorded in 2 parts and released as 1 episode because it's already quite late at night and I kind of want to get to bed. We'll see how motivated I get. So obviously got a box full of foam. This one did come with a welder's helmet. However, I'm learning. Sorry, you're still tilted down, aren't you? Let's tilt you back up. I'm not sure. Anyway, so obviously there's a visor in there to put in. However, obviously I'm a beginner at this, and there's a stick as well to hold it, so you'd be like that. I don't have a wireless mic on, and I'm talking behind a shield. So yeah, the point being that I don't really want to deal with that just now. So what's this? That looks like it's the bits for the screen. So I've already shown you the earthing thing, and here is the gun. So pretty cool. Looks like there might be some assembly involved, because the nose down there is not center, and I presume it needs to be center. Could be wrong. One thing is that backwards? Is it even threaded? No, it's just the way it's pushed off. So, oh, there you go. That was easy. Already centered it. So I'm going to leave that in the box. I'm going to leave that out. I'm going to leave the lead and stuff in a box. Now, obviously, as you might be able to see, certainly will be able to if I do this, my desk is wooden. I've done some spray painting on it as well. So yeah, my desk is wooden. Not ideal with high pressure molten metal. So I've also bought myself another thing. This is the end of things I'm buying myself this month, because I also had to buy something for the bike, which I'll probably go into detail in a bike episode. So yeah, you can see me. This was bought off of the overnight delivery place, supermarket, whatever you want to call it. So it is going to be cheap and cheerful. One of the reasons I did it is because I got a voucher from work for being a good boy, essentially. You don't need to know my ins and outs of my life, so I won't go into details. Right. Oh, what's going on here? This string is attached, oh, hello, to the blah blah blah. So something to do with visual confirmation of it being packed. Oh, right. In a way, that's quite clever. So there's some assembly required here, which I'm probably going to do on cam. I don't know what time it is. So yeah, this is my new GoPro. It is actually a GoPro, but it isn't a brand spanking new model, nor is it a brand spanking new one. I had to do what I could in a hurry, and all I'm hoping is that the sound is working out and it's not picking up so much when I move it. But I've got a screen there so I can see myself. My other one is one of these ones you see advertised on Facebook, little oval thing. The sound was not great on it, but also I could link it up to my phone and see what I was doing, but it'd run out of battery, so yeah. Never mind. Right. So we've got a bit. I've got all sorts of things falling off my workbench here. So this is basically like a normal welding table. Oh, you don't need to be watching me really, do you? Yeah. Let's find some instructions. Oh my god, the packing. The packing. There's a side. There's another side. Right. Folding welding booth. If I hadn't already revealed what it was going to be. supposed to be that you can carry it around as well. Edge finishes leaves a little to desire. Like, I wouldn't want my kids to run their hands across there, but I'm not my kids. I'm an adult. So yeah. Right. What's the time? That's the key thing. What time am I cutting myself off? Hamada. Oh crap! Oh, there's the handle. So I've got a handle. So essentially, this folds into a little suitcase, almost like that, or exactly like that, but with this bit sticking out of it. So yeah, just checking there's no other bits or accidentally dropped money like my big kids do for the Christmas cards. Need to empty the bins. Sorry, this part probably get cut, but just in case it doesn't, sorry. Okie dokie. Let's unfortunately, I don't have a lot of space to fit this, so let's I wonder, I got this max lens on it and then I got a normal lens, and I won't lie, I don't really get the difference. So this looks like the bottom, and it looks like it needs a handle. So I'm trying to share my workings with you. Now I think these should be labelled with numbers. Well, they're really, I don't know if the camera can pick it up, but they are really quite sort of almost sharp / serrated and rough, but there you go. So what's confusing me initially is all of these bloody numbers, for one thing, but there seems to be a random number. Oh, number one will be that. Okay, yeah, sorry, I'm being stupid. Okay, so we've got number 6, the handle, and then we've got the nuts and bolts right here. So without shaking the camera too much, let's just keep recording. I don't know, you can see my phone lighting up in the corner, can't you? I would say that's professional, but it's not like this is actually my job. Not yet. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink, hint, hint. Yeah, right. Excuse the noise. Oh, he says. Right. Now, by the looks of it, all of these bolts are mostly the same. Nuts and bolts are mostly the same. However, a couple are longer than others. So, just wondering if there's something that tells me what the long bolts are for and what the short bolts are for. There are literally 2. Ah, hello. Wow, that'll give it away. I didn't see that. You probably did. I did not. So I wonder. Seems likely, doesn't it? I need to stop that front screen from timing out on this GoPro. Other cameras are available. This was just, I knew even second hand and even a couple of generations old, this camera would be alright. So what I might do, I might stop filming here, swap over to my other lens, and then when I'm editing and looking at the video, I don't know, does that seem right to you folks? I'm going with it because a lot of the other ones are they seem to be under the same number, so just going to undo that slightly because they're elongated holes, so obviously you can adjust the handle as needed. Right, as I said, just going to stop recording, try out my other lens and see what I find out. Okay, so this is standard mode. I'm going to do this for a second, and then I'm probably going to go back to the max lens because I'm wondering if I can already see the difference. And I'm going to switch to time lapse for the rest of this video. Right, I think that is correct, but I could be incorrect. So I need this bit. Okay. Excuse me. Right. Sorry. So yeah, it's right. I'm just gonna bolt this hinge on, and then what's that? That's 2 minutes worth of. Oh, don't lose that, and don't drop that. Then that's 2 minutes worth of filming. In standard mode, and I can switch to time lapse with either lens because I'm really tempted. I'm going to work this weekend in Scotland, and very tempted to take this with me and just randomly film my activities. Probably not my work activities, but maybe I might go for a wander, although it's supposed to be freezing in Scotland. Hey, I might get to actually meet one of my favourite streamers if he's available, and if so, I'll record a little hello with him on there, maybe. We shall see. Sorry, this is really boring conversation, and this is why in a second I'm going to switch to time lapse. There you go. So you get the general idea. So I'm going to switch back the lens, switch to time lapse, and yeah, should be fun. Okay, so I don't know how successful the time lapse has been, but I do know I've made an error. Not end of the world error, but an error nonetheless. So there are 2 bolts left inside here that are quite thick. They're meant to hold the handles, and the wing nuts are for something that I can't remember right now. They're going on the side Ah, that's it. They're there to hold the thing shut when you put it into briefcase mode. So let me just get a more substantial Phillips. Okie dokie, right. I really need to make sure when I'm buying screwdrivers that I'm buying the ones with magnetic heads, because I'm terrible for dropping screws. Mind you, I know a lot of people are, but I seem to find myself particularly terrible. I have a nasty feeling that all of these hinges should have been on the outside. I suppose that's what comes from just glancing at the instructions and not actually reading them. But there you go. Okay, so that's on. And that just needs tightening. Let's see. So, turn this. It should be. Nope, I was right. Can you see what I'm doing? You cannot. Okay, sorry if that wobbled a bit. God, I keep knocking things off. I hope it's not important things. Although I think that, well, it wasn't hugely important, but mildly annoying. Okie dokie. Come on then. So, side number 1 done. My new welder's actually in the way. So this is going to be, great for welding and grinding. I'm probably going to need to get a bigger tripod for them, because putting you somewhere safe, I don't want you to come to any harm. So obviously we'll tighten that down, which makes a lot more sense than the screwdriver. I'll figure out what's falling behind. And then here's my little welding area. So get rid of that and that. Oops. There you go. So I have got some magnets coming to hold things, but that'll be my little welding area. And if I just sim without anything, no, whichever way it is. But yeah, that's cool. So yeah, and then if we line these up as they're sort of be, actually I think the welder's going to be on the other side because the plug's above it there. So that could just be clamped to that. And then, so yeah, got my little welding setup. Excuse the crap underneath. Got my little welding setup there. I'll have my gun and into there. So yeah, I'm not going to set up the grinder to the welder tonight. It's nearly 10 o'clock here. I think I've hidden from the family long enough. So I am going to do a test run. So this is going to be a two-part. This is going to be a single episode, but I'm going to record it in 2 parts. So apologies if I keep referring to next time. To me, it's hopefully tomorrow, but to you, it'll be in 30 seconds time. So this went okay. We'll see you in a second. Okay, setting up the welder. It might be a slow process, but I'm reading the instructions as I go. So fit the welder, ensure it's switched off, it's not even plugged in. Lift up the feeder wire pressure arm. There's no pictures here. Like this. Ah, there you go. That is that. So, oh, that looks like that's got to come off as well. Ah, no. Oh God, this is very tightly spring wound, apparently. Okay. Fit the welding wire, fit it over the feeder roller bar and into the torch liner. So, this comes off. This comes off. This comes off. That goes on. That goes on. Don't miss. Got a really annoying cable in my head. Right, so we'll put that back on. That back on. And then this must go like that. There you go. Okay, so help if I had some decent light here. It's not a decent light, but it'll have to do. Does that go? Oh, I think. I don't know if you can see this, particularly not with that in the way, but there's it's not easy. Failing at the first hurdle, I haven't even got the wire in. This is literally just a test run. Come on. I haven't attached the lead yet either. Oh my goodness. Gloves are coming off, quite literally. There we go. Took us long enough. Oh, come on, don't. That was annoying. Had it in. And then, like I say, it's so tightly wound. Starting to understand why welders are paid so much for one. Come on. What? Now, theoretically, that's coming out. Right. I presume now I can shut that. Cool. Okay, so we've fed that through. Okay, so it says something about tension. And that's that. So that's tensed. Past tensed. Right. Let's move this bloody light out of the way. I'm going to have to get a better light because that is of zero use to me, really. All cable and no freaking light. Right. Okay, so now we're talking about switching the welder on. So we'll put that there. We need to see what you can see. Let's move this out of the way for now so we can have a bit of space here. Right. So one of these is ground, and one of these is not. So obviously the one with the cable is not. Okay, that's done. so got to fit the torch. It's got a key fit in there, so you just got to line that up. Oh, but also got to put that in, and then there's a little plug next to it, which presumably has a direction. It does. Again, it's got a little notch on the bottom. Screw that in. Okay. It now says I can switch this on. So for now, I'll just put that out of the way. Where's the plug? The plug's behind it. Right. Never leave cables, particularly if it's something like this, which might be high amp. Never leave them coiled up. I have not got the most ideal power source here, but needs must. I'm going to fold that knife up. Okay. Okie dokie. Remove the shroud and contact tip. The contact tip. Is that the shroud? Shroud is off. Don't know if that's the contact tip, and if it is, I don't know how to remove it. Is there instructions? Torch connector. Yep. Right, stop. Okay, so I was right. So this is the shroud. This is the contact tip. Not sure how to remove that, but I'm guessing it's threaded in, and that's why it's got. Yeah, it was threaded in. So unscrew that. Try not to lose it. Right. Switch the welder on. It's making noise. Okay. Turn the power control knob on the front panel anti-clockwise. Hold the torch out straight and press the trigger. Okay. I can feel movement along the pipe. I've got it stretched out because I don't know if that'll help. Doesn't seem that anything's happening to me. Interesting. Oh, it's raining now. I don't know if you can hear that in my garage, because that should be spinning. What if I ease the tension off slightly? Making some noise, isn't it? not convinced. Right, I'm going to switch it back off. Obviously it holds a lot of current. There you go. Holds a lot of current, holds a lot of power. So that doesn't look like it's moved at all. It hasn't, and I think it's to do with that. So let's... Where's my pliers gone? Okay. Don't know if you've seen, but I've just pulled out a load more. I'm going to take this off simply because I want to try not to bend this. So somewhere in there should be that. Don't know if that's right. There you go. That tightens in place. That tightens in place. I hope picking all this up should be. No, I want to leave that open for now. I'm just going to turn it slightly on the side. So all I'm doing is holding out the hose straight as possible. So there's the power. There we go. So we just want to put a bit of tension on that. So you can see that's moving nicely. I can keep pulling. At some point I should get any second now, I think. There we go. So I've got, don't know if you can see that, I've got wire out of there. So let's hang that on the side of my thing. What does it say to do now? Hold the torch out straight and press the trigger. It will feed slowly. Increase the power control knob to the midpoint. Alright, I didn't do that. But it's fine. I want to turn that right down for now. Hold the torch out. Yeah, we've done that. Yeah. So we don't want to over tighten it apparently. I'd say that's reasonably smooth. Yeah, we're going to waste a lot of wire here if we keep doing that. Okay, it says to put the tip on. Now, although I know I can't get shocked, I'm going to do this. Going to put it on the right way for a start. Oh, sorry, you can't see what I'm doing. So, I haven't checked. 0.8 it is the right size. So if I do any other sizes of wire, I'm going to need some more tips. Screw that on. Should be wearing gloves, really. Mind you, I'm about to put on my big welding gloves, aren't I? So, where's my pliers? Just gone there in the little area. So, I wouldn't normally do this with pliers, but it only needs a nip. So, there you go. That's on. Shouldn't really do it with pliers on copper as well. So that's now on. shroud is on. Oh, let's hold on. What I want to do, I don't from the unboxing and earlier in the same episode, just want to make sure it's centralized. Pretty much is. There's that. Keep putting things down. I'm terrible for this. So just gonna make sure it's the shroud I've got to move, isn't it? Not. There we go. Okay, what does it say to do next? Align the plug key. Alright, yeah. The power control knob adjusts the welding current. Table was set. Right, so yeah. So, I'm going to snip off this end of wire. Probably about there. I'm going to hang this up. And then I'm going to assemble my welding helmet. And I'll be back. Ooh, turn that right up. Okay, as you can see, I've got my clamp on, putting my gloves on. I've set the settings as per the table to setting 7, and I have got my helmet on. You might not be able to see, but theoretically, when I do this, oh my god, that was my first weld. So there you go, that's officially together. Let's have a look. Cool, that stinks. Right, first of all, I'm so glad I bought this little chamber, because it's done that. There's lots of splatter. I don't know what that means, but technically speaking, that is welded together. It looks like absolute crap, and I haven't done it very well, but I mean, for the little repairs I'm going to do, that might work. Let's have another go. So, clamp that on. So that really stinks. I've got my garage door open, but I think I'm going to increase the ventilation anyway. So the other thing is, I haven't cleaned the metal. I just wanted to see what I could do with what I had. So yeah, let's I mean, that's closer to resembling a weld. It's not gone all the way through. Now, I don't know if that's because the power setting's low. So I've got to do some reading up. So let's try and clean them up a bit. I'm not on fire, so that's a good sign. Ow! Although that is hot. Nothing else is on fire, I don't think. Might try and weld a bit further back into the containment zone to prevent splashback. So just a bit of cleaner and degreaser. see if that makes a difference. So like I said, a bit further back into the thing. Gloves on, helmet on. I did want to get a better jacket than what I've got on, but there you go. So I've got this Altho helmet. So let's have a look. Right. I need to trim that off because that hasn't gone very well. Okay. Let's turn the car up a little bit. Okay, I've still got a lot to learn about welding. Not even sure if that, that's fine, cleans off. But I mean, see, that one seems to have gone through a bit better because I turned the power up, but the weld, oh, that's about. Actually, that weld does look a little better. Don't know if you can see that. It's not perfect. It's not gonna be, but I mean, oh, that one was all right. So I'm getting there. I think a little bit of practice, properly cleaning the metal up, getting it ready. Bit of ventilation, or better ventilation. I am in a quite large open garage, so I hope that would be good enough. But we'll see. So, I'm going to switch the welder off. That'll time out. But yes, let's bring you back to me. This is my welding helmet, auto darkens and all of that, as I said. It's going to get hung nicely there. Might even find, I've got plenty of helmet covers in this garage, might even find one of them for it. But yeah, so this has been my test episode for welding. I definitely want a bit more practice before I take it onto my bike, for sure. So that's gonna happen. What I'll probably do is I will, that's still hot, is I will probably cut this up again, like slice it into little chunks, and just try and basically weld it back together until I get a nice sort of combo between that, which is for an amateur I'd say almost passable, and that which is probably maybe slightly too molten, so actually maybe the power was up too high. I'm not going to be welding stuff this thick. There's a small clip on the side of the bike, so that so yeah, that's getting covered tonight because I'm away now for 2 weeks, and then I'm back. I'm busy, so it's probably going to be a few weeks before I upload a video. But please make sure you're up to date on what I've done so far, and I don't have to do catch-ups in the next episode. Next episode will be removing the back wheel. I think it's removing the back wheel, and perhaps starting to clean things up. I haven't really thought that far ahead, so perhaps I need to do some episode planning. But anyway, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, because it'd just be cool. Not necessarily after the what's it called, the monetary value or whatever it is. I just like to know that it is interesting. I'm not the only bugger who sits around on an evening watching other people do stuff like this. So yeah, I have no idea what that's for. Oh, nearly knocked her over then, didn't I? Sorry, it's a bit top heavy, this with this GoPro on. The stand's not brilliant, but I ain't got any money, so yeah, bye from Faultybazil.